Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and I'm going to be doing yet another video today. This is going to be Hughtube reviews awesome foursome tag. Truthfully, this is probably the hardest tag I've ever done, which is why it took me so long to do it. So, but yeah, I'm going to get right into it because it's kind of involved. Question number 1 is your top 10 fourth installments from a franchise. Alright, coming in at number 10 is going to be Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Dream Master. I know this is going to be a lot higher on a lot of other people's list, but I like Freddy and I like the movies. They're just not my favorites. So, coming in at number 9 is going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, The Next Generation, or Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Something like that. I was late to the game in liking this. When I was younger, I didn't particularly care for it as much, but in watching it later years, it kind of really grew on me. So, that's number 9, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4. Number 8. This is one that I hardly hear anyone ever talk about. I'm not sure if most people consider it a fourth installment in a series, but it's Hannibal Rising, which is, I consider, the fourth installment of the Silence of the Lambs quadrilogy. I like the guy who played Hannibal in that movie. The kills were great. To me, it's more like a slasher than the other movies, and I've always liked it. Coming in at number 7 is going to be Puppet Master 4. I'm a big fan of the Puppet Master series. I really like the newest one, The Littlest Reich. I thought was great. I like Puppet Master 4. I know that it was filmed back-to-back with Puppet Master 4 and 5. And, yeah, I love my puppets. Coming in at number 6 is going to be Subspecies 4, Bloodstorm. I've always loved this series. A lot of people don't like this installment. I'm not one of them. I actually prefer it over the third one. And Radu is just awesome. It's one of my favorites. And I'm not a vampire fan, so I've always liked Subspecies. Coming in at number 5 is going to be Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. Now, this is a prequel, and it's just a lot of fun. The kills are fun. It's in a snowy setting, which I really like. It's in an insane asylum, which is even more fun. And I just love the characters. So, but that's number 5. Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. Coming in at number 4, and this was a tough one for me to put at number 4, but I do like the top 3 better, and that's Victor Crowley. I know some people had a problem with the 4th part of the Hatchet series. I'm not one of them. I love Victor Crowley. It's actually my second favorite in the series. And I just think it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Coming in at number 3. And once again, I don't know if people consider this the 4 films a series. This is going to be from the Blind Dead saga, and it's Night of the Seagulls. I'm a big fan of the Blind Dead saga. Is it a quadrilogy? I do consider it to be one. The first film, Tombs of the Blind Dead, and the second one, Return of the Evil Dead, pretty much takes place after the first one. Third and fourth are kind of just random movies that could have been anything, although they have the Templar Knights zombies, if you want to call them that. And I really like Night of the Seagulls. Really, really good flick. Number 2 is going to be Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I actually saw this the first night it came out, and it was one of the first showings, and it was so cool. Great movie, felt like a Halloween movie, and just fantastic kills. My only nitpick has always been the mask. Coming in at number 1, shouldn't be that big of a surprise for people that know me. It's going to be Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Just love that movie. It's not my favorite in the series, but it's among the top, in my opinion. Question number 2. What are your top 5 favorite kills from a 4th installment? Number 5 is going to go to Friday the 13th, the final chapter. And people are going to start thinking, is it the corkscrew? Is it when Jason gets hit in the head? It's not that. It's a very simplistic one that has no blood, I don't believe. It's been a while since I've seen it. But I always liked it. It's where one of the twins, who's getting ready to leave, is outside during the storm. And all you see in the shadow is Jason take the spear and stick her in the back with it. I just think it's brilliant. Always liked it. I love the use of shadow in that. And the atmosphere. Really cool. Question number 4, or coming up at number 4, is going to be one that didn't make the list. And that's Bride of Chucky. It's going to be the John Ritter nail scene with the airbag. Just love it. Just awesome. Definitely one of my favorite kills. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. It's the doctor that gets quartered. That's fun. Yeah, it's a fun one. Coming in at number 2 is going to be Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Dream Master. And this probably isn't a lot of people's favorite, but I have talked about this kill before. And it's Joey on the waterbed. I love the way it's filmed, and it's just visually stunning, in my opinion. So, and coming up at number 1 is just a brutal kill. Is going to be the Victor Crowley arm kill scene. I'm sure most of you already know what that is, so I'm not going to bother describing it because it's a bit on the offensive side. Okay, question number 3. What is your least favorite 4th installment in a franchise? This is going to be the same as Hughes. It's probably going to be the same as a lot of people's. It's going to go to Jaws for the Revenge. I actually saw this turd in the movie theaters when it first came out. I begged my father to take me to see it. Got in the movie theater. It was so cool. It started out back in Amity. You have Sean as the chief of police now. Picture of Chief Brody. His wife, Ellen, is in the scene as well. And he gets killed by the shark, which is actually a pretty uncomfortable graphic scene. And then, all of a sudden, the movie just goes right down the drain. Definitely one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Huge disappointment. Tried to convince myself I liked it when I saw it in the movie theaters, and I couldn't even do that. So, yeah. And question number 4 is going to be favorite ending from a 4th installment. I couldn't find anything better. This is going to be the same as Hughes, and that is the ending of Halloween 4. I mean, it blew my mind. Her standing at the top of the steps with the scissors, just jaw-dropping. But I'm going to pick another one because I like to do something a little bit different. And that's going to be the ending that I've always liked from Final Chapter, Friday the 13th. And that's, after Tommy, of course, kills Jason, which is awesome, and kind of goes crazy over the whole thing. He goes to see his sister in the hospital. And as they're hugging, there's that scene where he kind of has this kind of creepy look that's done so well. It's just fantastic. Always love that ending. Of course, I like Halloween 4 better, but the ending, just the ending, better. But yeah, that is just fantastic. So, who am I going to tag? I'm not sure who has been tagged. I'm going to tag Sean Erschen. I'm going to tag BRONCOJUGGALO. I'm going to tag Joe, the Horror Man. He should get in on this one. This is a good one. lot of thinking to do on that one. And I'm going to tag Steven from the HorrorFreak 85 and Jen and Christian. I want to see what their opinion is on that. So, yeah, guys, as Sean Erschen says, answer the call. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.